Hello everyone, welcome to Big Talk, live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Odikat Michael. A pleasure to have you join us tonight as we go to Rivers State. Our tension seems to still be high, even when the governor has given a broadcast affirming that local council elections scheduled for Saturday, October 5th, will surely hold. But there is a controversy between the camp of the FCT minister, Yusuf Wike, that they are standing on the declaration of the Federal High Court, who is led by the APC chairman, who is on the declaration of the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission and all security agencies to steer clear of the River LGA election, saying that legal requirements were not met. That was the caretaker committee and the Wike cabinet. That is a stand. On the other hand, Governor Fubara said he is basing his declaration on the judgment of the Supreme Court, which ordered all local government areas in Nigeria to end caretaker committee system, followed by the federal government order that all caretaker committee must end before October 15, 2024. This has not really gone down well in Rivers State. Meanwhile, earlier today, the governor stormed the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to stop the Rivers State Police Command from taking over the premises. This is what the governor said earlier today at the premises of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission.
Gentlemen of the press, we came here this morning when we heard that according to what they call themselves, Nigerian police, are coming to take over the premises of Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. And I had to come myself to find out why would such a thing happen. From what I heard, that DC operation brought them here to withdraw policemen that are already here protecting this place, so that new officers will take over the place. But I have to say this on a very strong way. We've been taking enough nonsense from this institution. Everybody is aware of the court judgment, and even the judgment as they call it, the ruling. Did the ruling specify anywhere that the election should not hold? He said, don't give voters register. What are we doing with it? Okay, police, don't provide security. Don't provide security. Is this the same thing as blocking the election? I don't know what the relationship between Inspector General of Police and one person who claims he has so much power in this state. I don't know the relationship, because it's beginning to go beyond the normal professional relationship. I said the government wrote a letter with the judgments that we have to him, and what is acting on is what he called the federal government, the judgment he got from the Federal High Court. Even at that, if we should go by that, the judgment in the Federal High Court, did he say election should be bad? Lifu, that's that justice that gave that fraudulent judgment. Did he say no election? Rather, he technically said, don't provide. We don't need your security. We will provide our own security. After it happened in Anambra, go away with your security. But this election must hold. If you like whatever it is you want to do, do it. The election result will be declared. People will be sworn in. I say it here. What kind of a country is it? And when it comes to the issue of Rivers State, it becomes different. You're not ashamed of yourself. You call yourself Inspector General of Police.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. I will be here. In fact, if I go back and I hear anybody, I will come here. This is my property, and you don't have any power whatsoever to bar me from entering it.
Yes.
Just try it. That part of your history as a very wicked and fraudulent Inspector General of Police will include shooting Fubara.
Yes.
I think I've given you enough respect. Well, let me say it to all the vast indigents, everyone residing in River State, election will hold.
Yes.
Yes. Election will hold.
Yes.
Anything that wants to happen, let it happen.
We are here. We are here.
I don't understand.
I'm not going anywhere. Let me fear anybody. All other states. So
everybody just relax. Nothing is happening.
Nothing, no.
We are ready. If we know that this is going to be the last fight, and we will take it to the end. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Fubara, reacting to the situation in regards to the election. Joining us tonight on the program to look at these issues is Mr. Peter Amer, National Secretary, Coalition of United Political Parties and the former IPAC chairman. Thanks so much for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we've seen the governor going so emotional, and that those that will say that politics sometimes is to be guided with utterances, most especially as the governor of the state. Do you feel that the governor is overreacting on this issue?
It's not overreacting now. The people who are trying to truncate democratic, practice in the state are the one overreacting. There's a process for conducting an election. There's already an established norm. If you have a federation, anything they call a federation means there's more than one tier of government. That means you have state, local government, and federal. Then you have the third tier. In the 1976 local government reform under Obasanjo was the greatest reform that gave so much opportunity, both financial and electoral autonomy to local government. And the same thing we practiced in 1998. But as soon as the 1999 constitution came into play, we had this issue where you have state conducting the election with state independent electoral commission and federal conducting federal elections with now independent national electoral commission. So you cannot say that the governor who has been sworn in, who was elected by the people to act on behalf of the people, to govern Rivers State and protect the life and security of those who reside within the territorial region of Rivers State. And then you come up, you bring all sorts of tactics of intimidation, all sorts of tactics of harassment. That's why you see people are saying that we need to have a police service that will that will have a detachment from the appointing authority. They have made mistakes. Most of these people who come into power, who get appointment by the president, think that the president, they are supposed to be, beholding. They are supposed to be acting in line with the emotional status or whatever approval that the president gives. And that is not how the government is supposed to work. They are supposed to have total allegiance and respect to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And because if you are now, as a police officer or police or inspector general of police, you dive into the realm of politics. Whatever you hear, you take it. You must be able to know the boundaries. You are saying you are acting in line with the court order from Justice Lifu. So Lifu never said that police should take over the state, or police should stop people from voting, or he said police should not provide security. And it is even wrong that our court will tell a constitutional authority, a institution established to provide security and protect the lives and property of our people, not to provide security.
Because the governor seems to tell to the police, go with your security. The election is holding tomorrow with or without security. But we understand the provisions of why we have the security to protect lives and property of the people. Are you sure that tomorrow's exercise might not go out of hand, and now that the governor have told the police to go with it?
If the police to go with it, say they will provide security. The governor, by constitutionally, is the chief security of the state.
So you can go ahead to use any other security.
There's civil defense, there's custom, there's Nigerian Army, there's Navy, there's Air Force. We have not heard any complaint coming from that angle. Maybe that's where he's turning his intentions to. But police, who has the same constitutional, look, as soon as people start to see you to be biased, as soon as that level of impartiality that is supposed to attach to your job is going towards the partisanship that is not required to be attached to the responsibility that you have been given by the Constitution, then people have the right to react in a democratic and constitutional manner. Because the right to speak, the right to be able to hear your opinion is a constitutional authority. It's granted under our Constitution. The right to freedom, the right to movement is in Section 40, Section 41, and Section 39 of the Constitution. So you cannot now say that you are suppressing the governor, you are strangulating the democratic play in the state, and you expect everybody to just keep quiet and say, oh, the powerful people from Abuja have come, let them do whatever they want with the state. Look, even there are precedents in our laws, including the Supreme Court, that have stated that once an election is in process, is from the date of the election was announced. That means the election process has started. And once a convention of a political party has been announced, that means the process of that convention has started. Once a primaries for a political party, that means that no court should go ahead to make pronouncement in stopping the conduct of an election. It is just like having a pregnant woman who is pregnant that should not give birth. You know it's an impossible task. So we are having a problem that the state, SEC, is part of the state executive body that you can find in the constitution. If you go to section 162, what they are trying to do now is for financial autonomy. Section 197, that's where you have CX. CX are supposed, anything you want to do to sue CX, you are supposed to go to the state high court. We are saying it so that our people at home will understand that when a case of such has come to Justice Lifu, under normal circumstances, Justice Lifu is supposed to decline jurisdiction because it is not a federal executive body. So we are having a situation where there's a some assault of the interpretation of our law by the judiciary. And this is causing commotion within our democratic system.
How about those who feel that 15 October is the deadline given by the Supreme Court in terms of how the state should conduct a local government election? That those that will tell you that why are you so in a hurry for tomorrow 5th? That we also have about a week to go. That if APC are saying we are not participating in that election, PDP are saying we are not participating in that election, that is a political statement which might not go down well with the essence of democracy. It
depends on the information you have. They say the APC is participating. A faction of APC is not participating. A faction is participating. For the PDP,
those that protested yesterday.
So it's for the first time in our democratic system. PDP and APC are PDP factions and APC faction are united in protesting against the sitting governor, who is a PDP member. The city governor is a PDP member. He has not. He did not.
One person is holding two parties.
There's a situation that you should know that somebody is putting hand inside Agbada and throwing punch. So we should not allow that. The problem is between Sim Fubara, and Nyesom Winke of the FCT, we're minister of FCT. That's where the problem lies. It's a political tussle. We should not bother ourselves with this process. You are talking about you still have 1 week more. Do you know how this system has survived for the election to be conducted tomorrow? With another 1 week, you are going to throw the state into turmoil, into crisis. Let the work to be done in a democratic manner. Let the election be conducted tomorrow. Let there be newly elected local government executive and newly elected local government councillors that will be responsible in making bad laws for the good governance and development of the local government. We cannot continue like this. Election should not be about war. If you are popular, why do you boycott an election? If you have the interest of the people at heart, why are you not participating? And if you are not participating, the next option that is left for you is to go to court. And if that is how a democratic system works, you go to court. They'll be saying it now. When election was lost in 2020, people like Nyesom Winke say people should go to court. When we said that election was manipulated based on BBC report, if you saw that report, you saw that the manipulation of electoral processing in Rivers State was so done shamefully and in an embarrassing manner. And they say people should go to court. So why are they not willing to take the option of court in this situation? Why are they trying to resort to self-help? So what they should do is to say, if we conduct election tomorrow, they should go to the tribunal, make their case known, and from there go to the state high court, and then conclude the matter. So what the situation on ground is that the processes have been done. As of today, I saw a report that voter registers have been placed in each of the polling units. And by tomorrow, people will come out to cast their vote and result to be announced. I don't think that there is need for Rivers to be put in so much controversy, so much heat because of personal interest. The interest of the collective citizens and indigenes of Rivers State supersede the individual interest. And that interest is for good governance to take root in Rivers State. It's for people to have the right to hear their opinion. It's for people to have the right to participate and contest in an election and go for voting. It is not a process where the federal government or by the instrument of whatever agency that is under their control will use to suppress the process of duly established norm for the conduct of election in Nigeria.
How important is this election? Because those are probably having the correct feelings that what we are having is a state capture where some governors, either in APC, in PDP, are capturing their state, that the most essence of the autonomy, financial autonomy, may be undermined in the process. How important is it?
I don't think you automize the process. If for every journey, you say you begin with a step. We've had various long time where you have in section 162, you talk about state and local government joint account. State and local government joint account have been totally manipulated by governors. And this money does not get to the grassroots, where the people at the grassroots level who are supposed to, which tier of government is closer to the people, are supposed to benefit from such resources. They have been blocked from having access to such resources, to such benefit, by creating local government building schools, taking care of community health centers, building markets. They have not had that benefit. So with the ingenuity of the Supreme Court and how it was able to manage this current judgment, they looked at section 162 and said, yes, one, if you are elected under this constitution, you are supposed to enjoy maximum tenure of 4 years. And now, if you are not enjoying that, and there's this arbitrary dismissal and dissolution of local government executive by state governors, Supreme Court has now put a stop to that and said now there will be any local government executive that is elected must enjoy its constitutionally guaranteed tenure. That is one. There's a safety protection which has been put into tenure of elected local government executive. Then two, they now say that the money meant for the local government will come as direct light charge from the federation account to hit each of the local government, 7 local government in Nigeria. And people are making mistake, because if you look at local government, they also have a legislative arm, which is the councillors, which are supposed to be responsible for making bylaws for the good governance and administration of the local government. Those are not the people who will not be appropriating funds to projects within the local government, unlike what was obtained before, where the governors were the one managing the resources and determining how these monies are spent. And then if you now try to look at the whole process now, you find out that this process will promote the independence of the local government, will guarantee that resources are utilized properly, and priorities, what is really affecting each of the local government, money will be directed to for such purpose. So it is no longer people sitting in Lokoja or sitting in Oka or sitting in Port Harcourt now telling people how these resources must be channeled. When people need borehole and you are trying to do drainages, already what they have. So this will be a target approach to development, to growth, and to prosperity of our local government.
So when some people argues that the Federal High Court judgment that there are some provisions that they have not met, and that if people are elected tomorrow at the end of the exercise, that there may be a way where they will not be recognized by the law.
No. The law, it is not done at the whims and caprices of every individual. It is what the court say they are, and it is what the constitution, in line with the constitution. Even any law that the judge has given that contravenes any provisions of the constitution, that law, will not take a course, because it will be ultra-vast. So what we are saying here is that the election will be conducted tomorrow. There's a rule for people to go to the tribunal. You go to tribunal and state your case. If the tribunal does not give you a judgment, you go to the state high court. That is the level that this thing will go to. And if you do not state that, there's no other impediment that exists that such requirement has not been met. For you to do that, you must take your case before the law court. And there are processes and channels for you to apply that. One, you will go to a tribunal duly set up by the chief judge. After that tribunal, whatever judgment you get, you take it to the state high court, and whatever judgment you get, the rest you surrender it to God. But for us to say that a process of election that has been set up, we should not be allowed to continue, will be for us to be giving room for dictatorship, for people to continue to use their own connection in the federal system to suppress the views of the general populace of the state.
All right. There's a lot of tough rejection by the people. We saw these outplayed in 2019 election in Rivers State, where the people of Rivers State rejected every attempt by what they call the so-called federal might in respect to that election. We are most bothered that if a repetition of what they call federal might is being unleashed, how do you foresee these circumstances, managing how volatile Rivers State is in every elections?
It is to the detriment of the government. Because one,
they're not making someone's excess.
There's no excesses anywhere. Whatever government should do tomorrow, government should make sure that they tell whatever federal agencies that are responsible for providing security to provide security for the security of the lives and property of people of River State. River State is very important to this country. You know, they are revenue generating, state. When it comes to our only mono product that we have, the crude oil. So I don't know why people who are in government don't have foresight in trying to manage a situation that will end up becoming a calamity if not properly managed. So for the state, this election it shouldn't be a do or die affair. Whoever wins. We should allow this election be conducted in a way that we give. See, we can't be coming. There's 32 court judgment already, court ex parte order and interlocutory injunction for River State alone. So there's something not being done. There's nothing not right somewhere. There's some kind of strong hand hidden somewhere, pushing that this process becomes clogged in a way that people will not have the freedom to participate in this democratic experiment. So we must as a people always continue to resist such kind of people. We must as a people always continue to stand that freedom is better than being in chains. And being in chains is the process that people want to be able to hijack state apparatus, hijack state functionaries, hijack state resources. And if this is a concentration of governance, then the people are not in the question of the discussion. What we should do is that people must canvass in a way that the elections become so free, become so credible, that it is the people that determine the outcomes. But if we don't practice the election, how do we know where the shortfalls will appear from? How do we repair? How do we tell the suppression of people's view? So we must just conduct the election. And that's why for this federal government, like I have said earlier on, it is very important for them. It is imperative that the federal government call every agency acting against the wish and interest of the Rivers people to desist immediately from doing so, and to allow the voice of the people, the electoral process in River State tomorrow, to go on unhindered.
Whole lot of concern from River State. The PDP has reacted in their recent statements we just have received. Go for local government election. The PDP is charging the people of River State, cautioning the police not to derail democracy, asserting that sovereignty and constitutional right by coming out of mass vote in tomorrow's exercise. They are insisting that the right to civil control of democratic activities in River State as a federating unit belongs to the generality of the people. The statement further maintains that the people of River State are ready for election, and that the River State Independent Electoral Commission are also announced their preparedness and readiness in possession of the necessary operational materials to conduct the election in line with the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. But we are having a concern if this is all about 2027, because there are those that will tell you if you get the local government, all of the local government in control, it looks that determines how the 2027 election can go. Does it look that the ruling party and the federal government are so much interested in getting River State?
If they are going to get River State, it is just that we have leaders who are not visionary, who are not people's the interest of the people is not on the front burner of whatever discussion they are having. If you want to get River State, there are simple things that you will do. Provide security for life and property, make the economy prosper, let the out of whatever cost of food inflation that we're expressing today, let it go down so that people can have, their purchasing power can become more strengthened, reduce the cost of, bring the CNG buses you have promised so that cost of the transportation can go up. There are certain decisions that the federal government can do. Everything is not politics. Politics does not give result. If politics give result, Nelson Wike would have won River State without manipulation, as reported by BBC. So these are what we are saying. Politics doesn't give result. Too much politics even gets the people irritated. It gets the people angry. So if the federal government and Wike want to capture the place, Wike is Minister of FCT. Let him perform here. Let people see what he's doing. Let him do what it's the same politics.
Do you feel that he's not performing? Because those will tell you with fairness to the Minister of FCT that he's doing a wonderful job in the FCT.
Show me the work he's doing.
He said the roads,
where are the roads?
The completion.
Where are the roads? Which one have they completed?
I'm not the spokesman to the minister.
No, I'm telling you now. I want you to bring the spokesman here. They are scraping road in Church of Assumption, Asokoro Road. That road, go and check it. I can take you there with your camera so that you can see the state of the road. It's worse than what was there before. Go to John Paul. That road there in Maitama, you can see that there's pondering. It's guarding what I wrote that was just done. We know a little bit of construction. I'm not an engineer. My friend is an engineer. And we have been able to supervise this process and find out that there are 40 lines. Abuja is supposed to be one of the 21st century capital.
He has done. Those I will tell you that
I don't want to
issue of insecurity.
I don't want to go to security. You talk about infrastructure. How do you talk about infrastructure when you look at Kaura? There are no roads. Gwaladimawa, there are no roads. Kuje, there are no roads. And we are here scraping road that still have lifespan of 10 to 15 years.
Going to the River State, that those I will tell you that he was one of the best governors they had in that state. And do you feel that he is still trying to hold back where he has invested in other
but I think we have leaders that do not believe in democracy but believe in power. They want to be in power because democracy is different from being in power.
But is that not the same process that brought the governor?
But if a process brought you and you say you no longer want to associate with the process and you want to create a process that the people should believe in, then you should allow people to be their own system. So the issue is that you say he's the best governor. I've seen governors perform in this country and you don't need to struggle to get re-elected. I don't see you to struggle to get re-elected. There are too many politics, there are too many propaganda, too many TV interviews, too many TV. Look, when economy is working, it is the people that sing your praise. It is not by advertisement. You don't have to pay any television station to advertise it because the governors must be able to have a correlation between what the people are feeling and what you are doing. If there's a disconnect between that and you say you are performing, and the people don't get to understand it. We read the president reading his speech last time saying all sorts of things, but today we know it's not true. We living in this country know that it's not a reality. So what we should concentrate on is to allow those who have come into office. We need to kill this godfatherism in this country because it will destroy our democracy. Godfatherism. But
they say that he's working in other countries. Like it does go to US. That Obama is still a godfather to.
No. What Obama is doing is different from godfatherism. Obama is pleading for vote for his party. They are two different things. Obama is canvassing for vote for his party. I go to his handle. I read his Twitter handle. He's telling you about policy that he feels the Democratic Party can bring on board. That's what he's doing. We don't talk about policy here.
So if somebody brings a competent person to succeed in respect to completion of initiative, a project, just like if you go to Edo State now, the governor of Edo State will tell you, I brought as well, so as to complete all of those things that I followed. Those that will argue that sometimes godfatherism is okay. And that was why they had to support the Nyesom Wike when it brought Governor Fubara. But it looks like it's a twist of an event as we speak now.
That is not godfatherism. If I see you today, and I see you have some qualities, and I decide to give you opportunity, I've not done godfatherism for you. I've identified your qualities. Godfatherism is when you put the person there and you insist that the person must walk into your own dictations. That's what godfatherism is coming. Because there's a process. We have friends where maybe we are 10 friends, and I'm good at one thing, and my friend nominated me for that. My friend had not become a godfather to me. He had only become somebody who will act as a benefactor, who has seen my quality and nominated me. But when that godfatherism comes in to say, no, you can't do this way, you have to take this money here. That's when that dictatorial tendency start to play out, that godfatherism is detected and is now seen as a bad thing for our governance system. Look, godfatherism is not good for any democracy. We should allow the people to decide. That is how our democracy was built. Democracy was built so that the people can, say what they want, do what they want, and then act in the best interest of the country. So we cannot have a democracy where one person will dictate for the general public. That is not a democracy. That is a dictatorship. A democracy is if you believe in democracy. No matter what the governor does tomorrow, no matter the people who get elected tomorrow, you will still go to the polls by 2027. You still canvass on the promises the things you have done, what you intend to do, how you will do them, better than what the person did do them, and the people will listen. It is for you to know that, I must have this local government chairman in my pocket. No, that's why our system hasn't grown. So the problem with River State is as a result of people trying to hold on to resources of the state. If people are fair, they'll walk away.
All right. We'll be back to discuss further and understand, because the governor has really affirmed that election will hold very shortly tomorrow in respect to the local government election to be conducted by Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. After this break, we'll look at that issue. Do stay with us.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
How many thanks everyone for staying with us. This is Big Talk, a concern most in Rivers State. It looks that it's not just Rivers State that is conducting an election tomorrow. We also confirmed that of Akwa Ibom and others in respect to the Supreme Court judgment that all states should conduct local government elections until the 15th of October, which is the last day given by the judgment of the Supreme Court. But more very turnout of events is playing out, which is also creating concern on how this is going down in respect to tomorrow's exercise, if the governor and the body responsible for conducting elections still insist on holding election tomorrow. Mr. May is still with us, the former chairman of IPAC. Probably, if we must go ahead of time to understand that the predictions of election are always about the people. Election is always about the people. From your own, I understand you are not from Rivers State, but you understand what the people of Rivers State are feeling. What do you feel their thought is? Are they subscribing that we want peace and the election should be shelved away, or are they subscribing to the fact that election must hold?
I think that I don't know the actual figure of the population figure of Rivers State, but if the people are against this election, you would have seen them on the street. The people on the street yesterday were for political party, members of political party there, because citizens generally are not members of political parties. Majority of voters are not members of political parties, and then the one you saw today were members of the members those who work for government, who felt they are being oppressed, who came out to defend themselves. You know, the old bond of the old thing that is happening between the judiciary and the police is creating something like bundle of contradiction. Contradiction in the real sense that how can a Supreme Court, that is the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, gives an ultimatum that an election should be conducted within 3 months, or else these governors will not be able to receive money. And then you see a Federal High Court go to make a decision contrary to the decision of the Supreme Court. There's something is wrong, because the Supreme Court is superior to the court of the Federal High Court, and the Federal High Court is supposed to work in line with whatever decisions that have emanated from the Supreme Court, and in an area that it has no jurisdiction. So this is why I say that this is bundle of contradiction. And for you to say that the election tomorrow is for the people, it is when the election is conducted tomorrow that we will know how the people were against and the numbers who came out to vote. So because the election numbers will be released, we will know whether the state were in support. But like in all, it is for the good of our democracy that we don't have interference, undue interference in states like Rivers State, any other state. It's not only Rivers State that's conducting local government election. As I talk to you, Benue State is conducting, and Benue State declared public holiday today. Is there a crisis in Benue State? No. The governor is the chief security officer, and is the governor that has been elected to provide good governance and development for the people of the state. So he has that sense of judgment to take whatever decision that will benefit the people of the state. Akwa Ibom is conducting, other states are so why is the concentration of the Nigerian police in Rivers State when there is no court actually saying that the election should not hold? That's the truth. The whole court, just like the governor said, what the court is saying, don't provide security, don't provide voters register. And the CX is saying they already have voter register. If they have voter register, let them conduct now. And this is not even a mandatory thing that they need it.
I mean, voter register
is not mandatory. It's not mandatory. It's just that the reason why they are using the voter register is up to date, is well done. They do not want to start to look. CEC is a totally independent body. It's not an appendage of the National Independent Electoral Commission. They have the same equal power. Whatever authority that created INEC is the same authority that created CX.
But are you concerned that if they must do this thing, they must do it rightly and not break the laws?
Where has the law been broken? That's what I'm asking. They've even published name, or today they published name of voters in favor of the polling unit. Where have the laws have been broken? There are no laws that have been broken. Numbers of dates were given. Parties went for primaries.
Because there are those that will tell you that we have other litigations in Rivers State, we have pending issues of House of Assembly and all of that. That it clearly means that the governor ought to treat it with care. Yeah, is it now waking up? Because those that are saying it looks that the governor is now reacting, waking up from the sleep and trying to take laws into his hands. That's the description.
The governor is trying to now decide to protect the interest of the state.
So what was he doing all this time?
He was looking at maybe because Jojo, when people discuss, maybe they will arrive at peace. But if sense and reasoning does not prevail, you have to now take your authority that the people have given to you as the chief executive officer and determine a good cause for the people. You talk about the House of Assembly, it's just why we play too many politics in this country. We play politics with everything, even law. Section 109, Section 1G clearly states that any member of the legislative arm that leaves his party and goes to another party, automatically the seat will be vacated. So those members we are talking about, the 27 members from the former PDP are now members of the APC and cannot be said that they are legitimate members of the House of Assembly under the PDP. And if they are the camp, and Edison Eha, who was the acting speaker at the time, are suspended, put them on suspension and declared as seat vacant, and written to INEC based in line of the court of judgment from the Federal High Court. And then the speaker Jumbo that is there today is already acting. So where is the crisis coming from? This crisis is a crisis of let me get power. I have to exercise my power, and that's why you see a lot of people are exercising for state police. A lot of people are exercising because we don't.
I'm afraid that also some state police will be mishandled.
I'm no longer afraid of anything because what have we not seen?
So you prefer?
We have seen during Ladoja and this in Ibadan. We have what the police did. We have seen what the police is doing right now. What am I afraid of?
But if police had to do their job, do you feel that things would have gone down well, professionally?
If police have shown that there's an ingredient that the police need to show that will endear confidence, that will endear support, that will show the people that they are fair, and that will show the people that police is acting in good faith. That is to say that the police should not be biased, tending their decision towards one side. Police must be impartial.
Do you feel the police are not doing their work professionally?
You can see the actions
are not obeying the court order when the court order said restrain from the election.
No, the court order never said that. I'm telling you, bring the court order and let them come to TV. The court order say do not provide voter register. INEC do not provide voter register to CEC, Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Police do not provide security for tomorrow election. That is what the court order said. The court knows that it cannot stop an election that is already in progress. It knows. They are just using semantics to try to now grieve judge order. Then the press conference that they will release for that judgment will be different from what is in the court order.
For over 17 months of Fubara, or 16 months, exclude some months that things were going down well with our former governor Wike. That those that will tell you for over a year that the governor had been engaging in a battle, that the extent why people elected him to office, or by virtue of being the governor of Rivers State, he hold allegiance to the people of Rivers State to provide basic amenities and protect the lives and properties, infrastructural development to the people of Rivers State. Are you also not concerned that for over a year the governor has been in the battle and this probably is stopping development in Rivers State?
I don't think so. I'm not a spokesman for the government. I can't speak for it. But for what I've seen, I see the government commissioning project. Even say we build psychiatric hospital in one of the local government.
Is that not a misplaced priority?
No, people. We take a lot of things for granted in this country. People must be going for psychiatric evaluation. That is the only thing that we don't do in this country.
People are hungry.
Maybe that is part of why we have people in government who don't know what to do, because their sense of insanity is not stable. Maybe that's why we have people in government who don't know what to do, because their sense of judgment is weak. So you people must go see their psychologist and see their psychiatric doctors. It's very important.
Well, you agree that it's been distracted?
It's been distracted by somebody now. It's not the one distracting himself now. For every action, there's a reaction.
Can he goes ahead to do his job without paying attention, just as probably he has been doing?
His job is to defend the interest of the Rivers State people. So if there's an intruder or intrusion into his activities and his function as governor, it's his responsibility to defend that. It is his responsibility. There's no without.
Is he still a member of PDP? Because those are probably are confused right now that APP is now that he has advised his own people to go into APP to file candidate, and now APP is also having a crisis. I don't know if you have read that crisis alert from coming from APP.
We have been in party management for 20-something years. We know how they create all this crisis. Leave those crises. The people creating that crisis are just wasting their time. You cannot become executive of party 24 hours to an election. It doesn't work. And if the governor says a member of PDP, who are you to say it is not a member? He has not stated any letter to the PDP. See, party procedures has processes. I don't know what to speak for the governor.
I'm not saying that you're speaking for the governor.
I don't want to speak for the governor. What I want to speak for is that the election tomorrow it has been validly announced to hold tomorrow. A date has been set aside for the election to hold tomorrow. A process has commenced for the conduct of the local government election tomorrow, and no court should be able to stop that. Except we are not taking ourselves serious in this democratic practice. And then if you have the election tomorrow, there are still other constitutional means for you to ventilate or take your grievances to. Like you go to the tribunal, for the tribunal to the state high court. So I do not want to hold brief for the governor. What I'm here to talk about is the natural course of justice for democratic practice. And that natural course is the natural process that is established within our constitution and in our federal laws. We cannot do anything outside that. We cannot work to undermine the interest of the people. We should not be working to make sure that the interest of the people does not count, and that the interest of people who have found themselves in power are the one to determine the course of action for the people. That course of action that the people who have found themselves in power should do is to provide good governance. It's not to impede on the activities of genuine activities of a democratic system.
All right, just before we wrap up, the people of Rivers State probably that may be watching this program right now probably in a state of dialogue. They don't know the information to go with. Either the election is holding tomorrow or the election is not. What is your message for someone who probably at the level where he's having, he's sitting down on the fence, either to go for the elections or not, because there are threats that they are also concerned that this election might turn out violence. They are also threat that this election might not hold. These are the two feelings of the people of Rivers State.
One,
message to them tonight.
I think I'm very sure the election will hold tomorrow, and those who are interested in making Rivers State work should go and cast their vote. And two, the issue of dying, everybody will die. Nobody's living this life alive. From the day you were born, there's a date for death.
Yeah, but not for election purpose.
Election purpose is a fundamental right to save the people. If Mandela had not gone to prison, there will still not be peace in the apartheid.
But do we need election for people? If we need people to die before election?
No! The people have martyred themselves for justice to reign in this world. We can't stop to count numbers. People have surrendered themselves that for my sake, let this country be good. It doesn't matter.
But that shouldn't be the case tomorrow.
I'm not saying there should be violence. I'm saying stop being afraid to fight for freedom. Stop being afraid. That freedom, that fight that you have is your PVC. Go and cast your vote. That's what you have. We do not want to do it to the barrier of the gun. What we want democracy. We will sunday this democracy and we will struggle for this democracy. The worst democratic system is better than any military regime. And we will sustain this democracy by people participating. Because people who have ushered in bad governance are mostly people who have refused to vote. are mostly people who have refused to participate in this democratic system. People who have refused to go to the polling unit to cast their vote. These are the people who have, made sure that bad people who do not have competence, who are not competent enough, who do not have the character and the knowledge to pilot the affairs of our nation are in power today.
Former chairman of IPAC, National Secretary, Coalition of United Political Parties, Peter Ahmed, thanks so much for joining us tonight on the program. We do hope that the elections will be peaceful tomorrow, just as we've said. All right, everyone. A whole lot of concern as to how the election may go. We are still keeping the tracks, and the information is coming in is that the governor is still talking tough, while the camp of the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister Yusuf Wike is declaring that the election will never hold. But let's look at how things turn out tomorrow. Just as the commission have set out their time and have started distribution of materials to different polling units ahead of the election, we are still keeping our eyes very close and watching on how this goes that well. But in that sense, we pray for peace and that the election will turn out peaceful tomorrow in Rivers State. Not just in Rivers State, Akwa Ibom, Benue, and other states conducting the local government elections tomorrow. That's the size of our program tonight on Big Talk. See you again.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping